Vegan cooking shows where the only blood that's going to be present is human blood. Did you guys know that there is a new vegan cooking competition show on YouTube? Apparently there is, and today we're going to watch it together and I'm going to react to it. I was not aware of this show, and one of my subscribers, I hope I say this right, Din Masker V, let me know quite a few months ago that there was this vegan cooking show coming out. And then he let me know when the first episode came out, and then he let me know when the second episode came out, which he said was better than the first. But today I'm going to be watching the first episode because I feel like I have to start there. Obviously, it's very exciting for there to be a vegan cooking competition show. This is something that has been severely lacking in media, is vegan representation in cooking shows. I talked about this in my Bake Off video, which if you guys missed, I will link it up here. But basically it was a critical analysis of Bake Off. I personally really like Bake Off, but it definitely has its issues, which I discussed at length in that video. But other than Bake Off, I have never, I don't think, watched a cooking competition show because I just don't care to watch people prepare meat. The fact that there is a vegan cooking competition show is super exciting. Like I said, it's called Peeled. This is from the Peeled website. They say, presenting a new kind of culinary challenge in America's only 100% vegan cooking competition show. Peeled was developed and produced by VKind Studios' plant-powered ensemble of seasoned creatives whose combined TV and film production experience spans more than a century. Shot on location in a Las Vegas professional sound stage studio, Peeled raises the bar on multicam formatted reality TV production value. So apparently this show is available on different streaming platforms, but like I said, it is available on YouTube, and so that's where I'm going to be watching it. I am very excited. So let's get started.
America's rising vegan chefs face off in 3 rounds of compassionate cooking. This is the 100% vegan cooking competition, where the clock is ticking and the heat is on. Our celebrity judges don't hold back.
Tastes aren't there, it's not fully cooked.
Who will be peeled into the
We're
compost?
looking for the best vegan chef.
And who will be named America's hottest vegan chef?
Welcome to Peeled. I'm Chef Babette, and as your Peeled host, I'm here to offer support and guide you through this competition. And this is the beautiful Dr. Shabnam Islam.
Just off the bat, the host's intro I felt was kind of rushed. I wish they maybe would have talked a little bit more about who these hosts are, but they're now going to talk about the judges, so let's see.
I'd like to introduce you to your all-vegan panel of judges. We have international restaurateur and celebrity chef, Josie Clemens. Southern baker with a twist, celebrity chef, Chris Tucker. Host of Plant-Based Business Hour and New Day New Chef executive producer and CEO of VegTech Invest, Elizabeth Alfano. And of course, a pioneer in the vegan culinary industry, Sophie's Kitchen CEO, Dr. Miles Woodruff.
So again, I felt like the judge intros were a little rushed. I think maybe a little bit of visual aid on the screen of because I'm just like, I'm hearing words, but I don't really know why these people are so legendary in the vegan world. I'm not being shady at all. I'm just saying I've personally never heard of any of these judges, and I'm not saying that they're not influential in the vegan world because I'm sure they are, but just a little bit more to tell us why these people are qualified to judge this show.
This challenge, you'll be creating 3 dumplings on 4 plates for the judges. You will have 25 minutes. When time is called, you must step away from your stations and leave your finished dishes
woman's face.
at your work. Foods crumbled pork before the butcher ground beef. Boon broth from Echo Bella, Keiko sesame tahini, and just add ramen roasted chicken.
Speaking of chicken, we have a very special guest that we'd like for all of you to meet before we get started.
I love
this.
this.
Is Tara, and she's from the All Friends Animal Sanctuary here in Las Vegas.
This is Amelia Earhart. We thank you guys for showing people that they can eat through compassionate cooking and save Amelia in the process.
I didn't realize I need tissues for this video. Oh my gosh. Hold on a sec. Okay. Oh, brother. Little did I know I'd be crying right off the bat. Overall, a very powerful move to pair the discussion of the plant-based chicken product with a rescued chicken is powerful to me, and I'm vegan, so I imagine it would be hopefully very powerful to non-vegans watching as well. Also, I noticed that when they were introducing the ingredients they'd be working with, they're mostly packaged fake meat products. They're using Omni Pork, a couple other brands that I wasn't familiar with, but it seems to me like they may have partnered with these companies, which I think is cool. So yeah, it seems like they're using all kind of fake meat products for now. It'll be interesting to see if they use those in future challenges or if they're, you know, making things more from scratch, but we'll see.
Your 25 minutes starts now.
Take your shopping bags to the pantry and good luck, chef.
Food, cooking, and veganism, I think, is so important to me because it was the first safe space that I ever knew. I'm transgender, and growing up in the deep South, I was relentlessly bullied and tormented, and every day was a fresh hell. But when I came home and was given, you know, my favorite soothing things, it made everything okay for a little bit.
I don't stand a fucking chance with this show.
I was diagnosed about 20 years ago with multiple myeloma, which is cancer of the plasma cells. So what happened, it was a shock to my system, a shock to my family, where I reevaluated everything about my life. My story hasn't been told. And I said, this is not gonna stop me. So I tried to approach it with a positive attitude. And I did a little research, and some of the things I found, hey, your diet is really important to your health. I'm not saying that being vegan is gonna cure cancer or nothing, but it's kind of helped me, and it's one of the greatest decisions I made in my life.
My earliest inspiration for
I mean, I think what's really great, what they did right off the bat was within the first 5 minutes, we're already like meeting these people and emotionally invested in their stories, which is something that's so important for cooking competition shows, because the more invested we get, the more we want to keep watching and seeing what happens and picking our favorites and rooting for them. So that was really a really well done first 6 minutes so far. In terms of set design, and I know I'm being nitpicky, it's a little bit sparse. Given that it's a vegan cooking show, I'd love to see like more kind of like lush greens, plants, just like filled in a little more and have it feel a little more rich and full. I know they were filming in a soundstage. They probably had somewhat of a limited budget and, you know, maybe not the most amount of time, but yeah, I would love to see the set design like taken up because it just looks a little bit sparse.
I want to kind of do like a meat and potatoes.
Okay, another thing, this is a small thing, but this really bothers me on reality shows when they don't do this. Every time they show someone, they should show their name, their lower third, I think is what it's called, on the screen. Just like name, maybe, and where they're from, like just to get our brains familiar with like this person. Because right now, I remember Emma's name. I think the guy is Dan. I think the first woman was Janie or Jana. But yeah, I would love if they kind of tried to reinforce these people to us a little bit more.
He was kind of like a taskmaster, so it gave us good discipline.
Even again, he's doing an ITM interview, and his name isn't on the screen.
So I just went over and visited Chef Donald's station,
Donald.
and he said that he had to dump.
Donald, not Dan. Uh-oh. What was that? No.
So these knives are extreme.
Jesus Christ, she just cut herself. How did that happen? Like, I don't want to go back and see, but I do. Oh. Wait. Oh. Okay.
So these knives are extremely sharp, so they have to be really versed in the kitchen and their equipment that they're using. But sometimes those nerves sneak up on you and you just slip.
I'm guessing that this equipment that they're using was, you know, part of the show's props and not equipment that they're used to using at home. He's criticizing her for not being familiar with the equipment, but this is probably the first day she's ever using those knives.
And one wrong move, crazy dangerous out there.
Vegan cooking shows where the only blood that's going to be present is human blood.
If food doesn't taste great, it's not the food's fault. So people should never say vegan food doesn't taste great, because then they're saying the chef can't cook.
Oh my God, that is such a good point. So well said. If food doesn't taste great, it's not the food's fault, so don't blame the food. It's the person making the food didn't know what they were doing. That needs to be plastered, I don't know. That needs to be like that should be on a billboard, is what I'm trying to say.
For this challenge, you were asked to create an appetizer course consisting of 3 foamy dumplings. Each of your appetizer
Foamy? I don't remember that being part of the instructions. Also, what does that even mean? Foamy dumplings?
My intention was to create a dumpling trio of 3 distinctly different flavors and take you on a tour around the world. Now, 2 of those are imaginary, and in your case, all 3 are, honey.
Yeah, I'm working hard.
For the 2 imaginary dumplings, we have a Thai one, and that was...
Wait, does that mean she didn't actually make the other 2? What is it? Because I'm only seeing 1 dumpling on each plate.
I decided that with 25 minutes, we were probably just going around the corner, so.
25 minutes? That's all the time they had? That's insane. So it didn't even show them trying the first woman's.
None of the dumplings are thoroughly cooked,
Oh,
and the
God.
plating is rushed. And somehow, between the injury and the blender blowing up, you still got 3 things on a plate that are edible.
Thank you very much.
That's terrible. That's like a compliment. They're edible, so thank you.
How was that challenge for you?
Terrible and fun. My goal became to...
It's more like a stuffed pocket.
Thank you for trying.
Oh no. A stuffed pocket? I mean, isn't that kind of what a dumpling is, though?
I work as a personal chef, so for me to have those 3...
Okay, first thing I've heard at all about this person's cooking background, so good to know. She's a personal chef.
Denial.
Oh, something got messed up with the sound, but Jana said, what sadists designed this cooking competition? And I have to kind of agree.
You have to honor time. You have to build enough structure to make sure that your vision makes it into reality and onto the plate. And I wish I would have seen a lot more of that coming out of everyone. I think we all would have. But unfortunately, we're going to have to say goodbye to somebody today.
Wait,
in front of
really?
you, just we didn't peel any of you.
Oh, okay. Ooh, a fake out.
Because they
didn't actually peel them.
We are going to give you 20 minutes to put together the most fantastic charcuterie board you've ever seen.
Oh my god, this challenge was like made for me.
On your boards, you will find all y'all foods, jerky and bacon bits.
Okay, let's see what they have. They have all y'all foods. One is called It's Jerky Y'all, plant-based jerky. One is called It's Big Crunchy Bacony Bits Y'all. Never heard of this brand before.
It's Good Planet Foods cheese.
Good Planet cheese, which I don't believe I've tried. Let me know if you guys have tried it and if you like it.
Renegade Foods salami.
Renegade Foods salami, you know I've tried it.
And Artisan Rebel cheeses. You only...
Rebel cheeses? Have I tried these? The name sounds familiar, but the packaging doesn't look familiar. Let me know if you guys have tried these.
We impress the judges with your creative presentations.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for this.
So grab your bag.
Your 20 minutes begins now.
I mean, I feel like this challenge is just all about presentation. Whereas like the last one, their presentation was all terrible. This one, they're not doing any cooking at all. So it'll be really interesting to see who nails the presentation.
I have a couple really fun kind of accoutrement that I want to add at the end. It's going to slime, but
I have a fun something that I want to add at the end, and the subtitles translated it. I have a fun kind of pooch mop that I want to add at the end if there's slime. YouTube auto-generated captions fucking with us to try to make vegan food look bad. I don't even know what she actually said.
I have a couple really fun kind of accoutrement that I want to add at the end. It's going to slime, but
accoutrement, she said. Pooch mop. Oh god. Savage.
For people to be able to drop things. And
oh, she's making me so nervous with that knife again. She's like using, in my opinion, way too small of a knife for how hard I know the Renegade salamis are, and she's like shaking a little bit.
What they are, cut them and the fruit, and maybe do a few creative cuts, bring some color with it.
Get on that charcuterie board, and we'll see if that happens.
I think my personal thing with the fromage and charcuterie board is like I hate garnishes. Like I really don't like in restaurants when someone serves something on like a piece, like just a huge piece of kale or something that you're not going to eat. Like it's I don't like inedible garnishes.
4, 3, 2, 1. Hi, hands up. Please step away from your station.
It's a little intense.
Back here.
This is what I mean. See, putting things on a bed of just a huge piece of Swiss chard, that's just a waste of Swiss chard in my opinion. Like, no one's gonna like pick that up at the end and be like, oh cool, and eat it. Not to brag, guys, but I have plated some really beautiful fromage and charcuterie boards in my time. My personal take or opinion on how to make them look best is to make sure the board is completely full. Like, I think where there's no dead space, it's really visually striking. And also trying to have as much of a variety of colors as you can, because the cheeses and the meats tend to be kind of bland looking. So making things pop with things like, you know, fruits and edible flowers and stuff like that. Something to make it look festive and fun, because bread, crackers, cheese, meat, all of that's pretty boring to look at.
We want to dig into this. I don't want to make a mess all over the board. Tastes like mint, beet, berries.
I think they wanted to give us just an additional round to show what we were about, and then just kill off.
It was like a tiebreaker, except everyone sucked.
I feel like the colors could be stronger here because they had so much to work with, and color is really what makes a board pop, and that's just not happening here.
If they
Guys, should I be a judge on peeled?
Squash flowers in there.
A mint of zucchini blossom. Are you for real?
No.
Are you for real right now?
No.
Are you okay?
I think what threw me is because he did pair the strawberries with it, I was expecting something sweet. I got something savory.
I see.
That was a little dramatic. He spat into his napkin like you would do if you were a vegan who accidentally got a bite of meat or something. Like, that he's like, I wasn't expecting sweet, I was expecting savory. It was a little dramatic.
Oh my gosh, I don't think there's, you know, a square inch that is free.
Okay, what I really don't like about this one is that there's some meats and cheeses on here that aren't cut. Nothing bothers me more than like a do-it-yourself cheese board where it's like, here's a block of cheese, cut it yourself. It gets so messy. You know, people don't really know what they're doing. They use the wrong knives or the wrong things. Everything starts to look like shit. Especially with this renegade salami, which is so difficult to cut. Like, just slice it all.
Feels like a tattoo sleeve that was done by 5 different artists.
Are you
Like-
talking about me?
No.
Hey, Miles, hey.
I'm not speaking about that at all.
So open your boxes and show us what's inside.
Oh gosh. Oh no, it's Jaina?
Chef Jaina,
What?
you are an example to aspiring and current vegan chefs. I'll see y'all later. I can keep this, right? Thanks. Okay.
She had such a great personality, and I get that they were just basing this on the food she put out, but I wish she could have stuck around because she was definitely my favorite character on the show.
Thank you, Chef Jaina.
It's so not about me. It is about the animals. That was a wild ride. I can just sit back and cheer everyone else on and know that whatever happens, the vegan movement is getting furthered by this. I am more lit up than ever to do whatever I can to support vegan causes.
Challenged, you better bring your A game.
Oh, it's a 3-part series. Okay, so there's only 2 more episodes after this, which makes sense because there's mathematically that makes sense. So that's it. That's the end of episode 1 of Peeled. I have to say I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. For some reason, I just didn't know what to expect, but it really had all of the components that make a cooking show. It had the emotional attachment, like I cried multiple times. I felt so invested in these people that I have just been watching for, 30 minutes. The editing, the intensity, especially with the music, it definitely, the suspense was built in an effective way. You know, there were a few little things, like I said, that, you know, just a few small editing things like putting the names, making things more prominently featured. I would have loved to hear even more about these chefs' backgrounds and like what they do for a living. Are they professional chefs? I hope you guys enjoyed watching with me. Maybe we'll do this again for episodes 2 and 3. Let me know if you'd like to see that. So yeah, that's it. I am so grateful to VKind Studios for putting this series out there. I can tell so much hard work went into it, and it was really effective, and I just hope more and more people see it. But give my video a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching my reaction to the show. Subscribe for more of my videos, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!